Seven Trumpets Prepper. And guys, in this video today, I'm going to show you how to install an Oatey Mystic Rain collection system. Now this is really a simple install. For many of our customers that we work for at off-grid contracting, when we go out to do an install, a lot of people want rain catchments. We've spent a lot of time in the field, and I got to say, for a quick fix in a one-day job, this is about as easy as it gets. So with that said, I'm going to take you step by step through this, and we're going to get started right now. Alright guys, now when you open the box, the first thing that you're going to pull out is the rain collection diverter. And right here, it's a two-piece unit. You see right here, you've got the cup inside, and that lets the water drop down. Now debris can directly pass by. The way this works is the water seeps around and goes into the collection cup and then down the tube. Now, in installing these, there's no really right way or wrong way as far as height goes. You just want to make sure that you're high enough above your rain barrel or IBC tote, which I've got right here wrapped up under plastic or tarp. I recommend black plasticking these IBC totes. Tarps work great, but I had a tarp, so I just try not to be wasteful. Anyway, when you install this, you want to be above that enough that there's a good drain down. So as we can see right here on the lid, our drain, we've got about a 2-foot drop down to that, so that's totally sufficient. Now the other thing is you want to make sure that you're not going to come up short on your tubing. I'm obviously going to trim my tubing down. So at this point, what we're going to do now is, so we don't deface the structure, especially if you have stone veneer, things like that on your home, is you're going to want to remove this out some and put this behind here, a piece of cardboard or foam, something to keep from hitting this with a reciprocating saw or hand saw. So I'm going to lift this out for a second, put that behind there, cut it, and then we'll go to the next step. Okay guys, now once you've loosened the gutter, I cannot over-reiterate to make sure that you've got something between the structure and the gutter, because you do not want to deface your structure. Make sure your reciprocating saw or your hand saw is long enough to accommodate that when you're cutting. And at this point now, I know where I want to be with this. Don't worry if you get off on it just a little bit. Just make sure that you got a clean mark on it.
Did you kill my siding? Oh, no damage.
Alright guys, now as you can see, that's where you want is no damage to your structure. Especially when you're a contractor, you don't want to damage the property you're working on for people. So anyway, then the next thing you want to do is you want to take the top cap and you want to push that up into that, which it's a little stiff. Just got to work that into it like so. Now that's got that took care of. Now your gutter is going to, if you've got vinyl, sometimes if you're at the corner that might put that off just a little bit. Don't worry about that. Matter of fact, this gutter is so beat up from our goats and stuff, where that this is the backyard, we're actually going to have this cut further to go into a barrel there for water for them. Now the next thing I'm going to do is, knowing that I am going to modify this further, I'm going to cut this off about right here where it's still good. I'm going to get rid of this bad gutter part, and then I'm going to go for a turnout into a barrel for them. But we need a shorter piece to finish this off, so at that point I'm going to cut this clean right here. We're going to reinstall that. Now that we've got that took care of, we can cast that off because that's scrap. Now at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to take the piece that we cut previous and we're going to fit this back into it, just like so. Now the banding that's on the house, that'll help hold that additionally back into place. So at this point now, for right now though, we're going to dry fit this into it, just like so. Now I'll move that clamp up because I've got to put a bend out for my other rain catchment for the goats. So at this point, what we're going to do now is once I move that band up, get that secured into place, then we're going to install the hose, and then I'll show you this one last specialty fitting you'll need to get into the cap of an IBC. Okay guys, now at this point in the build, we've got our guttering back in place. Now the drop on this, we've got the clamp back to where it needs to be. Now the pipe, what you're going to want to do now is you're going to want to dry fit the drain. This is pretty stiff tubing, so you don't want to cut it too short, but you want to make sure that it's going to go into your fitting. So what we're actually going to do at this point, to be careful and make sure we don't mess that up, is we're going to take this fitting right here. This is a 1 1/4 adapter to 1 inch MIP. Okay, it's a barbed nylon fitting, and I'll actually open this up here so you can see the inner workings of it. So right there, what we're going to, we're going from that up into the pipe, actually threading down into that. Now there's a couple ways you can achieve that. You can take a spade bit, or what I prefer to use on the job site is a step bit. Okay, now we're going to step bit that in. Now what I'm going to do is take that lid off and step bit that until it fits appropriately. I'm not going to drill into the container because it's easy to replace a cap, but it costs a lot of money for a container, so we want to make our drain go into the container lid. So I'll do that and we'll show you the next step. Now once that you've took the step bit and drilled that out appropriately, and make sure that you keep a good snug fit, okay? I drilled that out to roughly 1 1/4. Now once that's done, make sure that all your fittings are clean so we don't get debris built up in our brand new container. And you're going to want to step that down in there, hand threading it very carefully, because we're going to silicone this on the inside and outside of the container, okay? And that's going to give us a good tight protection from contaminant getting in. Now as you can see, there's no weeble wobble in that at all, and we have a good angular drop into it as well. Now you want to make sure that when you butt that up, that should butt right up against the cap, the inner cap on that. And there you go, clean inset. So I'm going to silicone around this, I'm going to silicone around the outside, and then we'll move on to the last steps. Okay, now we've siliconed the fitting into the cap, and we've also siliconed it to the inside. Now, some people may not want to use silicone on the inside of that. That's either option on that. I'm going to use a filtration system, so I'm not really worried about silicone coming in contact with my water. But some people may be a little bit concerned about that. Now, for the moment, I'm just going to screw this onto the IBC unit just to get this dry fitted with the piping. Now, at that point, now we have a point of reference where to cut our rain input. Now we're really close right there, so I'm going to cut about right here with the saw, and then we'll attach that. Want to make sure that's snugged up on there, and also want to make sure we're snugged up right here. And this pipe, want to make sure to kind of get the chipping creases out of that. Now I put that a little tight. Some people might not want that tight. I actually do, because I want that a straight drop into that. Now that pretty much concludes an install like this using the Oatey. This right here, you can pick this up a couple different places online. You're looking in around, I think it's about the $30, $40 range. You can actually find these dirt cheap on eBay most often, and it's a great asset. Most states, almost every single state in the union allows rain catchment, with the exception of Colorado and Nevada, from what I've understood and read on statistics. Washington State does have some issues with rain catchment you might also want to research. Just make sure to check the local laws, your county laws, and your state laws before installing. Guys, I hope that's a help to you, and until we see you again here at 7 Trumpets Prepper Channel, make sure to check out offgridcontracting.com, and I hope you have a most blessed day in Yahushua's name.